I somehow got strong by raising skills related to farming. Fuck my life. Yes, it is the other subgenre of Japanese fantasy, the one where the person either gets skills that are considered to be pointless or wants to get skills that are considered to be pointless, but it turns out that actually they're overpowered as shit. I'm more than certain that whoever created this story template first got bullied in school for their poor skill choices in some RPG, and that's their way of revenge. Oh, Satoshi, you laughed at my choice to craft potions? Well, I have written this story where the person was a potion maker and he crafted a super potion and defeated everyone! Ha! I wonder if this notion feels weird to the Westerners out there, since a lot of people have played at least something from the Elder Scrolls series, or even other CRPGs, and those games have allowed you to do weird bullshit with skills since forever, basically. After all, you may kill a god in a JRPG, but you most certainly can't kill a god with an enchanted spoon of death that you've crafted while being drugged on stat enhancement potions. But yes, so in a fantasy setting, there's this guy named Wayne, and he maxed out everything related to agriculture. Because he's a farmer and he likes to farm, and so now he's overpowered as shit. And because of this, the invisible dice of fate forces him to do more and more ridiculous bullshit away from what he wants to do in life. A perfect propaganda showcasing why you should never rock the boat too much and do more than bare minimum on your job, because the more stuff you're going to do for them, the more stuff they'll be able to pile onto you while paying the same peanuts they have before. It's kinda hilarious that the common normie critique about communism is now happening in Western capitalist countries as well, almost as if the point isn't in the economic system but in the people's lack of control of their futures. But I digress. Is this show good or bad? I don't know, because it all kinda started to blur after about episode 4. Scratch the political tangent, and that's really what this show is all about. A fantasy protagonist maxes out a useless skill and becomes basically God, more powerful than all epic heroes in the kingdom combined, and he really wants to be as discreet about it as possible in order to farm. I kinda wonder how many people thought this was an isekai at first, or failing that, honestly believed that the show is going to be strictly about farming only. I doubt that's the case, though. After all, you'd have to be really naive to think that a show of that long of a title would be anything but an average fantasy at best. Now, in show's defense, it does try to play with this as best as it can. It explains why Wayne only wants to farm, explains that he's actually not as average as he wants people to believe, it explains how Wayne got this powerful while doing nothing but farming, and it explains the motivation of everyone really clearly. You'll forget about all of that in about 2 or so days after watching it, and probably will have more questions than answers by the end of it, but I can't fault the show for it not being surprisingly consistent. It's even consistent in jokes, like the main hero being habitually molested by orcs. The graphics are run-of-the-mill, weird and claymation-like CGI included. The music is also generic, and that's kinda it, really. If you want to watch something serious, I'd suggest you skip it, since it's really not that serious and reminds me more of that anime where a guy from the strongest area came to the weakest zone. And neither do I think it's worth watching if you want something cozy, like that anime about a cheat pharmacist, since a cozy anime it is not, and it likes to info dump you constantly. The feeling of a friend with a hobby you don't understand going on a tangent is very strong with this one.